So I've been thinking about making a video on COVID-19 for a while now, but there's so much to talk about. I didn't know where to start, right? And then I had this thought where, what if I made one video and nobody liked it? I'd get so discouraged and probably not make any more videos after that. And then it hit me. What if I had one chance and one video only to get my message out? What would it be, right? And so this is it. For my first and maybe my last video, I have but one simple message. So you guys who are about to press that close button or scroll down to the next post. Just hear me out. I have one simple message, and TLDR, or more accurately TLDW, it's this: vaccines work. They do. Yeah, so thanks for watching my video. Bye. Okay, for those of you who are still here, maybe you don't want to take my word for it, and that's good. So I'm guessing you want to see some evidence, right? Well, guess what? You've come to the right place. Welcome to my first video. I am Dr. Jickee. Yes. Alright, so you wanted evidence, so I'm gonna give it to you, right? Well, so what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna show you two websites that you can go to and see for yourself what I'm saying is true or not, right? So here we go, right? Alright, yeah, so the first website, it's called Worldometer, alright? You can see the URL here, worldometers.info/coronavirus, right? This website, you'll be able to see how many cases there are every day, total number of cases in the world. I mean, you can see at the homepage right now, coronavirus cases, cases so far, right? And today is the 20th of May, 2021. Right, there have been 165 million plus cases so far, infected cases, and there have been 3.4 million deaths, which is a lot, right? And you scroll down, you see every day you get to see the daily new cases, right? You go further down, you get to see daily deaths, which is quite crazy, right? So every day is like 14, 15,000, 13,000, which is crazy, right? And you scroll further down, you get to see the countries are arranged according to the highest number of total cases, right? And number one in the world is USA. Go Yankee! Yeah, with 33 million cases so far up to date, right? And total death of more than 500,000. Well, and you go further down, you get to see where are the other countries. India has been catching up. Yeah, and we'll go into this eventually. So this is the first website I wanted to show you, Worldometer, where you get to see daily cases, accumulative. You get to click on each of these and go into further detail as well. That's one. And two, check out this website. It's called worldindata.org, and after you go to the main page, you get to click on COVID vaccinations, where you get to see how many people in the world have been vaccinated, right? And it's broken up according to countries as well. And you get to see how many percent of that country have been vaccinated. So these two websites combined will actually tell you a lot of things, right? I'm just gonna click off all the different countries so that it looks, yeah, it's easier when I show you later. All right, let's tick them all off. All right, now, so there are some people who don't believe that the vaccines work. There are some people who are on the fence, and there are some people who are pro-vaccine, I guess. Well, okay, let's look at, okay, number one, it's just staring in our face right now anyway. So USA, right? Okay, yeah. So United States of America. All right, we get to see if had total cases, or the total cases have gone up to 33 million. That's a lot. Right, and we go down, right, you get to see according to states how many cases, total deaths, and all that. Now, what I wanted to show you is, well, United States, right? We all know that. I think most of you guys know that US is where they had the most cases because of many reasons, political and some non-political. People, there were a lot of people who didn't believe in face masking, people who actually thought this pandemic was a hoax, etc., etc. Right? So, um, yeah. So we all know that they've got the most number of cases in the world, right? But what news portals aren't showing, right? Because news tend to focus on bad news, and we rarely talk about good stuff when they do happen, right? And I noticed that not many places online, or not many people are actually talking about this. And but when I first noticed this, I thought it was pretty interesting. So scrolling down, you see daily new cases, right? Notice there's usually a first wave and then a second wave that's easily 10 times worse, right? At the peak, which is somewhere in January, there's like 300,000 cases in a day, right? In the US. And look at this. Well, it's since gone down and going further down. And latest one is about what, 20 plus K? 20,000, 27, 28,000 cases a day in the US. And this is the whole of US, a very big population, right? The point is, it's been improving, and that's a good thing, right? I mean, doesn't this just bring you hope? Right. Now, why is this? We'll just go straight back here. You look at this, you actually get to see that in the world, there's already been 1.5 billion people who has been vaccinated against COVID-19. That's pretty good, I guess. 1 billion, not too bad. Now let's go to United States. All right. Look at your vaccination, right? January, they were starting. There was only 3% of the population, and it's since gone up. And up to date, this is May 19, 2021, and they've vaccinated more than 47.59% of your population, and that's quite a lot, right? Now, with the increase of vaccination, we see a drop of daily cases, right? Well, that's just one country. Maybe we'll compare and we'll see some other countries, right? What other countries vaccinated most of their people? Let's think about one country that did pretty bad last year, right? December 2020, they had to lock down Christmas. What country is that? UK, United Kingdom, all right? They had really bad cases. Let's see if I. So in the UK, they've had a total of almost 4.5 million cases so far, 100,000 deaths. Yeah, daily cases. Again, notice this one wave and a second wave where it gets worse, right? At the peak of it, again, early January or end of the year, December 2020, 67,000 cases in a day, right? That's when they had the lockdown. And we all heard that it was really bad in the UK for a while. Now, did anyone else notice? It's since gone down, right? And down and down and down, and now it's only like 1,000 to 2,000 cases a day. It's amazing, right? Now, why? Again, United Kingdom vaccination rate just soaring up, and by May 19, 18, 19, I can't get it up. Yeah, 54%. That's more than half the population of the United Kingdom vaccinated against COVID-19. It's what we see, right? Another country that comes to mind, you think about where they've vaccinated most of their population. I think Israel is leading in the world right now, right? They've vaccinated up to about what 62% of their population. Let's go back to Worldometer and look at Israel. New tab. That'll be better. All right, Israel. Total cases. That's 800,000. That's quite a lot. All right. Now look at daily deaths. Daily new cases. This is probably one of the best predictors. Again, they had one wave. All right, and at the highest, they had 11,000 cases a day. For a pretty small country and a small population, that is significant, right? That was their first wave. Even their first wave was pretty bad. Then it got better, and near the end of the year, started going up again, right? 10,000, 9,000. Well, since then it's gone down. And what's amazing, where they've vaccinated about 60+% of their population, right? It's since gone down to what, daily cases of couple hundred a day, 100, 300, 200. I mean, they were at 11,000. Now it's like 100, 200 cases a day. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, right? In fact, look at deaths. Look at daily deaths. Oh, at the highest, that's somewhere in February. It looks like February. Yeah, somewhere in January. 100 deaths a day, and since then it's gone down to like single digit deaths, right? 3, 2, 4, no deaths sometimes, and all that because they're vaccinated, right? Now, for comparison, right? Let's just look at where the second. Let's look at number 2, right? We all hear about India and what's going on in India. How many cases they are getting every day? I think like a couple 100,000 cases per day, and deaths like 3,000, 4,000 deaths a day. Well, up to date, they've had 25 million cases of COVID-19. They've almost 300,000 deaths, which is a lot. Now, look at daily cases, right? At a point, they had like what 90,000 cases a day, and that was back in that was their first wave. Back in September, right? Since come down, and everyone thought that India's government has got it under control and they relax restrictions and stuff, right? And since then, it shot up somewhere around April, March, started shooting up, and it's just peaking right now at 400 plus thousand a day, 400 plus thousand cases a day. Look at daily deaths. Daily deaths right now is like 4,000 plus a day, right? 4,000 plus, and well, it's surprising. Look at this. Somewhere in May 8 onwards, it started going down again. Well, halving, right? Until about 200,000 cases a day. And why is that? Let's do this together, right? Let's look at India. Where is India now? All right, India is down here. Can I move all this away? Oh, okay. Yeah, right. When it started getting bad, which was somewhere in end of March, right, in April, what was their vaccination rate? Right, around here, yeah, it was about 3.7%, right? Between 3 to 4% of the population were vaccinated. Of course, since it peaked, they had to stop export of vaccines overseas and bring it back for their people, right? And since then, increased their vaccination rate, and at this point, they are at 10%, 10% of the population. If you look here, the absolute number of people who were vaccinated actually 186 million people. That's a lot of people, but they have big population as well. So since moving this up, I hope this turns the tide. But hey, just for a bonus round, let's look at Malaysia, right? Let's look at our own country, right? We've had almost 500,000 cases to date. We have 2,000 deaths so far, right? Let's look at our daily cases. Our first wave, the highest point we had 5,700, or could be more, somewhere there. Okay, and this was back in January 30th. Since then, it's come down. Recently, starting to spike up again. Our highest so far is 6,000 plus, right? This was yesterday, 6,000. Today is actually higher, 6,060 or 6,600, something like that, right? Let's look at our vaccination rate. How are we doing compared to most of these other countries? Malaysia, 2.3 million. We've vaccinated 2.3 million so far, compared to 10 million in Israel, compared to 57 million in United Kingdom, compared to 100 million, almost 200 million in India, compared to like almost 300 million in the United States. 2.3 million. Ooh, we're really at the bottom of the graph. We've only started vaccinating in February, so much later than most of these countries, right? At this moment, we've hit the 4% mark. Think about it, 4%, we weren't that different from India when they had the major spike, which was somewhere here, right? At that time, India is about what? Yeah, about 3-4%, and now we're at 3% as well. 3-4%. So just think about that. Let that sink in. What happened to India could very well happen to us as well. So yeah, these two websites, a good place for you to get all the information you need. I mean, let's talk about what's going on in the world. I think the latest news, we're hearing about Taiwan getting a very recent spike of cases, right? Let's look at Taiwan. That's interesting here. So look at Taiwan, right? When it started March of last year, right? A few cases, just like even their peak was like 20 plus cases, and then it was pretty much zero for most of the year. And then coming to 2021, like 6 cases, 7 cases, 0 for most days, and whoo, spike, right? March 17, what? It's about 300 something. It came up just now, 300 plus, right? 200, 300 cases a day, which is versus sudden spike. Yeah, it's not a lot compared to most countries, but for a country that had everything pretty much under control, that sudden spike was worrying. So why is that? Look at Taiwan. Where is Taiwan? Here, right? 0.0 something percent of the population was being vaccinated. And I think the latest was April 16, 0.1% of your population vaccinated. And since then, they have not been sending the data. So I mean, it's either that or it's gone zero. Probably not zero. It's probably stopped sending their data over. Interesting, right? That's why I wanted to show you guys these two websites where they have all that information, big data, right? And open source just available for you. Very useful data if you wanted to publish evidence. No one has thought of doing that, right? Yeah, so the point is vaccines work. So the thing is, the headlines been focusing on all bad things, and I think no one is really bringing this fact up. The fact that vaccines are working, and in some countries, most countries where the vaccination rate is high, the number of cases have been coming down, and I think the end is in sight, right? If we can vaccinate fast enough, Malaysia we're a little bit slow, but I think we'll get there eventually if all of us do our part, right? So this is the call to action. Get vaccinated. If you're offered whatever vaccine, whatever brand, just take it, right? And encourage your mom and dad, uncle, auntie, everybody, get vaccinated. Yeah, we can actually overcome this. Parting message, I think things are not as bad as they appear, and I don't know. Okay, the end. Bye bye.